Hello there. If you're watching this video, that means that you need to download VMD, Visual Molecular Dynamics. And it runs on two types of computers. One would be a Mac and the other a PC. So in order to run this program, you need to make sure you have a Mac or a PC. I'm going to quickly go through the PC startup first, even though I'm on a Mac actually. But I can show you what to do because the PC works easier. The Mac is a little more problematic. And if you run into a difficulty, you'll probably have to contact me and then I'll work with you on it. Okay, this program, Visual Molecular Dynamics, is super good at, let me just clear the way here. There we go. Visual Molecular Dynamics is a program used to visualize three-dimensional structures of proteins and also of DNA or any kind of macromolecular structure that has been, for which the structure has been determined. And so I am going to show you what to do. So first, you need to go to Visual Molecular Dynamics. I just type in my typing has something to be desired. Okay, VMD. And it's through, you can see here, we got University of Illinois, actually. So Visual Molecular Dynamics. So when you type in VMD, look for this. And you should then find this big old page here. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this is a free program. It is funded by the US government. Some of these folks here at the University of Illinois obtained a grant, governmental grant, and so they provide free access. You can see National Science Foundation here. And so I think, and National Institutes of Health. So with that in mind, this is a great, wonderful program that you can use. Now, download VMD. So I clicked on download VMD and you can get the latest platform. The alpha platform, it's been running since October. And honestly, if you can run this if you want. Or if you want, you can go back to an earlier version of this and it works pretty good too. If you are running a Mac, you'll have to use this version here, unless you have like Catalina or some other older operating system. Okay, for Windows, okay, if you got Windows 10, you can select either of these. If you have a lower type of Windows, you can see these. If you have an older version of Windows, you'll probably have to run these here. So what I click, if you have the older version and you don't have Windows 10, although if you have Windows 10, you still can run this, you would hit Windows OpenGL CUDA, or you can run this here version or this one. I'd probably use this one, honestly, for Windows. So we'll click it. And what you'll have to do is create a username and a password. And honestly, the username and password is nothing more than a way for you to, there we go. Let's see if my passwords remember. It's so they need to keep track on who uses it because they have to give annual reports to all the different places that fund them. And so they need that information. They just it's a way to prove it. So like I already signed up for all this. So you will find, they'll ask you to, they're going to ask you a few bits of information like, are you using this for school or what are you using it for and stuff like that. And you can easily answer those questions. You don't have to, it goes very quickly. And once you're signed in, then you're going to come to this page. Okay. And honestly, if you are at this point, you go ahead and click, You can try running this one. And if this doesn't work for your computer, it could be that you do not have the right kind of computer. So then just back off and go to one of the other earlier windows if that happens. Give that a try. If not, then contact me and we will figure it out when I see you. Okay, that being said, when you click on this now, you just follow the instructions for downloading it on Windows. It is actually pretty straightforward. If you have Windows and you download it, you really don't have to watch this part of the video. You can be done now. It's that simple. Now I'm going to go through and if you want to still watch to see how they do it for Mac, I could do it here, by the way, but I'm going to back up and pretend I'm just going to start all over. Don't yawn. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm going to do it for the Mac, and the Mac is a little bit, you got to kind of watch the Mac. So I'm on a Mac right now, and so I can hit my About This Mac. So you want to hit the About This Mac first before you get too far into this. And when you're into About This Mac, it will tell you what your operating system is and what kind of processor you have. There's a reason for that. Now, I have two Macs. I also have a PC. I use them all. But this Mac has a Intel Core i5. There's other Macs that have a M chip, M as in monkey. And so you'll need to pay attention to that to see what you have, as well as see what your operating system is. So write that down so you remember it. Okay, now we go to Visual Molecular Dynamics, and you could just jump to download if you want. By the way, I'll just go the long route. So I go in, click on download, and here's where if you have the M1 chip, you would have to click that. So if you went up and you did the About My Mac and you found out that you had an M1 chip, this is the one you need. Otherwise, if you have Mac OS 10.15 or later, which is what I have, you have to run a 64-bit program and you click on that one. Now, if you have an older one, I want you to note that, let's say you find out you have, let's see here. Some of you may have Maverick or some of the older named things here. If you have those, you'll want to kind of look down to where you can find the operating system that you have. And again, if you struggle with this part, I can help you as well when we meet. So I'm going to go ahead and click that one because that's the one. And it's going to give me, oops, I forgot. I have to sign in again. All right. I have all my passwords saved. Yep, I'm here. All right. So here we go. Here's if you have the M1 chip. Here's if you have an Intel. I have the Intel, so I'm clicking that one. If you have the M1 chip, then you click that one. And now I'm saving it. And here's where the Mac gets to be a pain in the butt, if you ask me. Okay, here we go. And I clicked it. Let's see, is anything happening? Hello. Opening. Here we go. Checking. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see what happens here. Okay. So when you get to this part here, here's where the Mac, oh, it drives me crazy. I'm just going to say it like it is. But what I recommend you do is go into your Finder, however you do it. I have mine set up this way. And go ahead and hit a new Finder window because you don't want to close this one. Whoopsie. Okay, new Finder window, and I'll go into applications. And I'm just going to go ahead and slide this over. However, I'm pretty sure I have it here already. Okay, I'm going to go back. All right, so now that I've entered in this Rev 11 here, I'm going to double click on that and hit, it says move to trash or cancel. No, I don't want, I'm going to cancel, and I'm going to try it again. And so I'm going to go up into system preferences and do security and privacy and hit open anyway. Hopefully it'll open. Hit open. There. So you have to kind of go through those steps, and you know it works because you'll see this VMD go in there, and you notice sometimes you have to keep hitting it until it works. Unfortunately, that's what happens. Okay, so that's what you'll have to do. Unfortunately, it's just stupid stuff that the old Mac forces you to do. Okay, thanks. Hopefully this helps you get things set up.